What if you got an actual call from Santa Claus and he would answer any question you have? Built with Retail AI, n8n, Twilio, and 11 Labs in minutes.
This is Santa Claus calling from the North Pole. Is this Jasware?
Yes, that's me.
Wonderful to hear, Jasware. The elves and I have been keeping an eye on all the good cheer you've been spreading this year. How have you been feeling lately? Are you having a jolly day so far?
Yeah, I'm great. Having a very relaxing weekend. Thank you.
That sounds just perfect, Jasware. A relaxing weekend is just what everyone needs sometimes. Even here at the North Pole, with all the busy elves and reindeer. Have you been doing anything special to spread kindness or cheer this year? Maybe helping someone or sharing a smile?
Yes, I have been kind to people, gave gifts to loved ones. I've been nice.
That fills my heart with joy, Jasware. Being kind, giving gifts, and being nice are the true magic of Christmas. The elves are so proud of you, and so am I. Now, tell me, do you have a special Christmas wish this year? Something that makes your heart sparkle with excitement?
Well, now you ask me, I would like a Neo robot that makes a breakfast for me in the morning. That would be really awesome.
A breakfast-making robot sounds like a marvelous wish, Jasware. Imagine waking up to a delicious breakfast made just for you by your very own robot helper. The elves are taking careful notes of all the wonderful wishes this year. Remember, the best magic comes from kindness and joy in
Yeah, that
your
makes
heart.
sense.
I'm so glad you think so, Jasware. Keep shining your kindness and cheer all through the holiday season. The North Pole is buzzing with excitement, and your warm heart makes it even brighter. Merry Christmas to you, Jasware.
And Merry Christmas to you, Santa. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jasware. Keep being wonderful and have a joyful Christmas season. Ho, ho, ho. Goodbye for now.
Bye. So how do we build this? The first thing to do is to go to retailai.com, make an account, and then sign in with your Google account or create a new account. So you have to enter your phone number, and then you'll end up here. Word of mouth. And then you'll end up in this interface. Now this is very important here. You can create an agent, and so we're gonna create a voice agent, and there's many options, but for now you just focus on single prompt agent. Forget about all the other options, and then we'll do start from blank. Now I'm gonna show you exactly the prompts that I use for this and how I get it. Now you can write the prompt yourself. It's gonna take quite some time, but there's a bunch of custom GPTs for this. So in order to write the prompt for the agent, we can use a custom GPT, and I like to use Voice AI Prompt Creator. And we can type something like, create me a prompt for a call with Santa Claus. The person they are calling is named my name, and then you will receive a start from this. And then you will receive a start from this. So here we get it. First message, roles, tasks, specifics, context, examples. So what's really important about writing a prompt for a voice agent is that you need to follow a certain conversational flow. You're going to say this, and if this happens, then you're gonna say that, and if that happens, then you're gonna say this. But besides that, the main points still hold. There's going to be role, task, context, and in the examples we can define the exact paths it may take. So the first one is ho ho ho, is this is we, yes, hello, this is the North Pole. But what if Yasvir isn't there? So then you see here another example and another sample. Are you real? Are you really Santa? So by doing this, you will get a solid agent that can actually handle the conversation. And then we can just copy this, put it here, and then you have a bunch of things here, but that's not so interesting. Now what is interesting is you have voices to select here. So there are various voices, but we want to have Santa's voice. So in order to get Santa's voice, we'll need to use ElevenLabs, and you can add a custom voice. And so when we go here, we can look for Santa.
Ho, ho, ho! Very Merry Christmas to all of you.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Now that sounds like Santa to me. So then you can copy this voice ID and then add custom voice, and you enter it here, and then it will find Santa, and from there you can save it. And now it will use Santa's voice. So you can choose various languages, and you can also choose multilingual, which is what I chose. And what's really interesting here is you have various choices. Now normally you can choose real time, which is gonna give you the best latency of 500 milliseconds to 1 second, which is really great, but then you cannot have your custom voice. So that is really that's the reason why we pick a different one. So I went with Gemini 2.5 Flash. So I went with Gemini 2.5 Flash Lite, and then yeah, we can put in Santa there, and then you can test it. Hello?
Is this Jaswer?
Yes, that's right. Who is it?
Well, ho, ho, ho! It is I, Santa Claus, calling all the way from the North Pole. It's wonderful to hear your voice, Jaswer. I've been hearing such wonderful things about you this year.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've been very nice.
That's fantastic to hear, Yaswir. The elves and I have been keeping an eye on things, and we're so proud of all your good deeds. You've certainly been spreading kindness and cheer, haven't you? How has your year been treating you, my dear?
Oh yeah, my year's been good. I've been kind to people, giving them gifts.
That's... Ho, 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 ho! That's just wonderful to hear, Jaswer. giving gifts and being kind. That's the true spirit of Christmas right there. I bet you've also been thinking about your Christmas list. Have you been dreaming of anything special this year?
Yes, I'm thinking about a Neo robot to cook me breakfast in the morning.
Ho ho! A Neo robot to cook breakfast. That sounds like a very clever wish, Jazwir. I'll be sure to have a word with the elves and see what magic we can whip up. Just remember to keep being your wonderful, kind self, and make sure you're tucked in bed nice and early on Christmas Eve.
Thank you.
You are most welcome, Jazwir. Mrs. Claus sends her warmest regards, and Rudolph is already practicing his shining nose. Keep that Christmas spirit bright. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you soon. Ho, ho, ho.
Thank you. Right. So we can see it's clearly been following the flows here, but I had to start the conversation. So here you can say AI speaks first. And now if we run it again, the AI will speak first. So now the next step is how can we connect this to, what's also interesting to know is, do you need to pay for this? So when you make an account, you actually get some free credits of like $10, which can last you quite a bit. So that's really nice of retail. Then the next step is we need to connect this to a real phone number, so you can actually make the call. Now in order to do this, you'll need to go to Twilio. Once you're in Twilio, there's a couple things you'll need to do. First thing is you'll need to buy a phone number. So you go to phone numbers, buy a number, and then you choose your country where you want to call, and then you can select the phone number, buy it, and then you may have to enter your ID information. They may ask you for that, and your address. So this is for legal purposes, to make sure you will not be using it for any bad purposes. But after that, the next step is to configure it with retail. So now you have the number. Okay, how do we connect it to retail? So the agent will actually talk when people call this number or get called by it. For that, we'll need to look at the SIP trunking. So in order to do that, you may have to go to Explore Products, and then here you have Elastic SIP trunking, and then you can choose United States as default, and then trunks. So you create a new SIP trunk, and then you type a friendly name. So I call it Santa Voice Agent, and then there's a couple things we'll need to do, and it's also in the documentation, so you can just follow the documentation as well if you like. So you can see here. So you need to select this one, and then save, and then we'll go to the termination. And termination, basically when you have a URL in a web browser, it's just a bunch of numbers, right? Like 172 dot, and then it gets translated in a domain just like that. We have a termination URI, and the moment someone makes a call to the SIP trunk, it will refer to this thing, and then that's how it connects pretty much. So here you can type something in lowercase, voice agent, and then we can use this in there, and I choose this one because the closer it's to your region, the better. in terms of speed and things like this. So then you can type the phone number. We'll get to that later, but yeah, you have the phone number in there, so you can already put it in. Then the other thing here is credential list. So this is needed for, this is pretty much what this means, credential list. So you need to make a credential, give it a name, username and password, and that's the one that you need to paste in there. Yeah, we can already do that. I'll just put mine in here. And here make sure that you don't have any extra spaces. Alright, and yeah, only thing is phone number, and we need to finish this trunk, and then it's good. So here you can click save. We'll go to origination. So this is for inbound calls. You need to add the origination URI, and this is also in the documentation. The link to this will be in the description, so you can just copy this and then put it here. Yes, that's it. And then we need to connect it to the number. So add an existing number, take this, add selected, and yeah, there you go. And when we look at it, we can immediately take the phone number, copy, put it in here, here. So now you can see this is the thing, and here's how you can connect it. For the inbound, you connect it with the agent, and the outbound, we can connect it with the agent. And you have to verify your identity to make outbound calls. So here you have to enter your ID information. You know this, they will take a photo of your face, you have to look straight, you have to look left, you have to look right, something like that. And this is to make sure that to maintain high quality service, prevent misuse, and this is to maintain high quality service, prevent misuse. So if you can do that. Okay, so now you've seen identification. I went back to my own account where I already identified, and I just entered the same details, and then we click save, and well, there we go. The phone number is there, and you can make the calls. And I already have the prompts and everything here. Basically, we already configured the, let me go to the other account. We already let me go back here. So we just had this prompt here. Now in this one I have the same prompt. So basically it's called Santa AI voice agent. It has the same messages here, but what I changed is that I replaced the call with ho ho ho, this is Santa Claus calling from the North Pole, is this first name. So people immediately know it is Santa Claus that they're speaking with, and not some random old person voice. And for the rest, it's the same prompt. I'll put this one in the chat so you can have it. And what's interesting here is I added a variable. So if you want to make like a surprise call to someone, you can add in their first name as a variable, and then I turned off voicemail, so it doesn't leave any voicemail. And besides it, I put a default value for the first name. So you can see here, dynamic value first name is Jeswir, and now by default it will call Jeswir. When you're done, you can publish it. I already published a bunch of versions, so that's why it's saying version 15. You can enter inbound phone number, outbound phone number, that's what you should add, and then publish it. and then we'll go to the phone number. It's at number 15. So now we're going to test it. And I added it as a contact with the name Santa.
Merry Christmas, Jazzware. This is Santa Claus, calling all the way from the North Pole. How are you doing?
Alright, so the inbound call is working. Now let's take a look at the outbound call. So you go here, make outbound call. So you can enter a phone number and then call it, and here you have to enter the variable name and the test value, so the name that you want to call, and then press your number and call. And then you should take a look if it's working. And yes, I'm getting a call from Santa.
This is Santa Claus, calling from the North Pole. Is this Jazzware?
Yes, it is.
Wonderful to hear your voice, Jazzware. My reindeer just finished their...
Alright, and there we have it. So this is the best case scenario, but usually you get a couple of issues. We can actually monitor everything in call history. So you go to call history, and then we can look at the session status, if it worked, and the reason it ended, if it got an error or success. And there are 3 common errors that I had. So one is no valid payment. This is because you actually have to make the payment in Twilio. So I make sure that you do this payment. The second thing is to the second thing is telephony provider permission denied. So what's important here is that we need to make sure it works in different countries. And something I did to address this is you have to go to the country and then voice and then geo permissions. So here you can enter which countries it is allowed to make calls to, and this will help reduce that. So when we do phone permission check, you can enter your phone here and check which country it is and then add those permissions. And besides that, I entered also United States, and this one I guess is by default, and I also added Ireland in there because those are the 3 routers that they have, to make sure everything would be working smoothly. And the other issue you can have is you may have something pop up here like authentication issue, permission denied for authentication, something like that. So this has to do with the elastic trunk credential that we set earlier. When we go to the trunks, we go here. There was this part about termination, and in the termination we made a credential, and the same username and password that you have here needs to be in retail. When you are editing these settings, they need to match exactly, otherwise you get an authentication issue. So next we have to connect the N8N flow, so we can actually call it with like a webhook, which we can then for example attach to a front end. For that we can go to webhook, add this webhook, and then put the path on, put it on post phone call. So our path will be phone call. For authentication, we can add a header authentication, and then you make a credential. I already made one. You can, and then add the variable API key, and then you put in your value. Make sure to store this. And then we will pass this to a HTTP request, which will be a post call to this thing. So this is a post call. It has this path. We'll put it in there and then authentication predefined, credential type bearer. You make an credential. I already made it. So in order to get this token, you go to settings, and then we'll go to API keys, and then you can copy it, and then you put it in, and then you send the body JSON using JSON. Right, so now we have to enter our JSON. For that, we'll need a couple things. We will need the from number, to number. You can add in the agent ID there as well, but it's not mandatory. And we'll definitely need the parameter. So the way you can pass parameters like first name is with retail LLM dynamic variables. So that's what we need. And yeah, let me just put it inside. So from number, override agent ID, and here you should put in your agent ID. In order to get the agent ID, you can just go to the agent, copy this, go here and paste it here, and then we have the retail LLM dynamic variables with first name, and then you pass this as the variable. Yes, that's it. And then in order to test it out, let's run the actual webhook, and then we will do a curl. To get the curl we need for this, we can copy this, and then you can go to ChatGPT, ask it, can you give me curl command for this? It should have phone number, first names, parameter, and API key in the header, and then you can just copy this thing, go to run curl online, run it. So I just triggered the workflow and then made a call to this, and yeah, I updated this thing, and as we can see here, I'm getting the call. Yeah, that's it. If you watch this video till the end, thank you very much. Like and subscribe, because in the next video we're going to do something really exciting. I'm going to do some prank calls to some friends, some family, and show you some other bugs to solve and to be able to do that with the agent. I'd like to wish you all a Merry Christmas. And from Santa, can you wish our audience Merry Christmas?